Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome in. Today I think we're gonna brainstorm how to put my planner together. Yes ma'am, I am still on the planner kick. If you watched my video of the flip through of this planner, you will know I'm not really that thrilled with it because like there's no separation, like no dashboard or anything like that. It does have a picture to color on every week, but in my current planner, which I will show you that in just a second, I never color this page. But it's lacking. Like it goes straight from one month to the next. There's no separation. So my idea is to fix that. So one thing that I'm going to, let me show you my current planner. And let me take these notes out here. Okay, this is the dashboard in my current planner. And it has a grid page, a page for notes here, and then there's something to color, and then that's the last, that's the weekly. But I want to turn this into more this style. Is that the, I'm searching for words here. I want it to look kind of like this. So when we get to the first, it starts on December 29th. And I really want a dashboard between each month. And something new that I've done, I've actually figured this out after using this planner all year. I like this format of what I'm tracking. And I've got some sticky notes stuck over to the side over here. I've got some flags stuck over to the side. I can just take these off and move them on to the next month. So that's kind of what I want to do with this. But how am I going to get a dashboard in here? That's the question. So I got some water brush markers and some watercolor paint. Like last month, I believe, I made a video. It was a haul. And I got some watercolor paper. I know that there's a glare on that, sorry. I got some watercolor paper in both of those things. And you may be asking, what's watercolor paper got to do with it? Not much really, but I'm never gonna use this stuff. And it's a pretty good size for a dashboard, wouldn't you think? How am I gonna get this in the book? I'm not quite sure yet. I'm hoping that y'all will give me some suggestions in the comments. That's why we're gonna brainstorm through how I'm gonna set this up. So I like this watercolor paper. I like the color of it. The size of it's really good. But then I got this watercolor paper. Bear with me because there's a lot of moving parts in this video and I'm trying my best to keep it straight. But this one is longer and I mean, I can cut it, it's fine. I will not be cutting anything on camera. But I want it about this size. So I could easily cut this down. And this one's a little bit thicker. It's just I like the color of this one better, but I can live with this because there just so happens to be 12 of these and there's only 6 of these. So maybe I can use this for something else. So I think what my idea is, let's pretend like it's cut down. I want to use Another moving part here. I want to use my stickers that I got to create the dashboard. I want to put them on this because I need to put them on something. And you see what I'm putting down here? Imagine this over here, kind of in this order. That's the vision. And I think that it would probably be sufficient to maybe use some washi tape and just kind of put it across the top so it's fixed to the planner. And then I can like lift it up if need be. I don't know if that'll work or not, but then you may be thinking the same thing I did. Like, wouldn't that be a pain to write on any of these? Now, honestly, I don't write a lot on the days of the week in my current planner. I usually, again, gonna move this over here. This is where I'm keeping track of stuff. Now I've got sticky notes in here, and like, I've got video ideas, and you know, that's what I'm writing in the days. So I've got the whole rest of the month to write stuff in. So it may not be that important if I'm covering this first week. And again, if I only need one piece of tape up here, then, you know, I can lift it up and down, but I don't know how sturdy that will be. So I hope that makes sense of what I want to do with these stickers. Put them on here, create the dashboard, but it's not gonna, because I really don't want to buy anything else. And I don't even know if there's any kind of hole punch that would mimic this. I have no idea. I may be able to like cut slits in this and maybe make it fit in there. I might try that with something else to see if that works before I ruin one of these. I'm just thinking out loud. Like I said, brainstorming. So if y'all have a better idea than that, let me know. But that's what I plan on doing with that part. And then another idea would be just to put it over here. Just cover up the picture. And I know some of you are probably like, oh my God, why would you cover up the picture? Well, again, I rarely color in my planner. And it's still, if I put it over here, I'm still gonna put washi tape on it. So it's not permanently down there anyway. And I am almost certain that every picture that is in this planner I have in her other books. These are not new illustrations. And I'm pretty sure I have all of them in the other Johanna Basford books that I have. So I could do that. And then, you know, I'm gonna have my sticky notes over here. And then, let's see, I didn't try this. Will these fit in there? Oh my goodness, I think it might. Maybe not. I could probably mess with that and make it fit. Yeah, I could probably make this fit in there some way or another. It's just a little too wide right there. I did kind of get the bottom ones there, but I could probably manipulate that around enough for that to go in there. So that'll work, kind of, sort of. Everything's gonna kind of sort of work because it's gonna be a Frankenstein putting it together. But I do use these all the time to mark stuff in my coloring books or something in my planner or whatever. I do use these all the time. So, and I just showed these in the video probably prior to this one. I just showed all this stuff, but I have several of these. So even if I mess one of them up, it won't be the end of the world, you know? You know? And then what else? Oh, I did get the tabs. Are we gonna put one on right now? Let's try. January. Okay, we've got, where do we want it to be? Line up tab here. Do we want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I'm making this way harder than what it needs to be. Let's tear January off of there. Then it's got the little perforated part there. They're nothing special, but they'll do. We're gonna line that up at the top up here. And I'm probably completely out of frame. There we go. We've got January in there. Woohoo! Look at that, putting the planner together. Yeah, those will work pretty well. And then there's some blank ones here too. So like in the back of this planner, wasn't there notes? Yeah, there's notes in the back. And I really don't want to have to flip to the back of the planner every single time I want to write notes. I know that may seem nitpicky, but like there's just so much more that should have went into this planner than just days. But this, I thought maybe this page I could use for, I will cover that up. That'll be 2026. That's what stickers are for, to get rid of words you don't need. Maybe keep track of some stats back here or something like that, like how many pages I've colored each month, maybe subscriber count for YouTube, follower count for Instagram. Keep it all in one continual spot here. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. What do y'all think? What would you all do? Are you using this planner? Have you used a Johanna Basford planner before? Did you just use it the way it came and just dealt with all the missing parts? I am determined to make this planner mine. But I think that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. Just the setup of it, of how I'm gonna be using it. Because, like I said, we'll look at this again. I like the way this is set up and how I'm tracking things with this this setup here. Because I've got a place for my hashtags, I've got a place for my buddy colors. I mean, these are all gonna go on this. And I've got other stickers, but like, I think you get the picture here of how I'm gonna try to set this up. I'm gonna mimic this to put it over here. But like, I've got this section, I've been putting new books that I get, new channels that I find, my completed pages down here. This is, I have to write pretty small down here, but I don't mind it because it makes me write neater. And I tend to write where in another life I was probably a doctor. I have that bad of handwriting. But that's my idea of how I'm going to set up this planner. And I will really try not to talk about this planner again until December, because I've mentioned this in I think 1 or 2 other videos. I'm going to do Vlogmas this year, and that is doing a video every day in the day of December from December 1st all the way to December 25th, Christmas Day. That's my rule for Vlogmas. So we will be putting this, we'll be playing with all these stickers and this planner and putting this planner together through a lot of that. That's not going to be the only thing that I'm going to do for Vlogmas, but you are going to see this planner a lot in Vlogmas, because right after Vlogmas is over is when I will be able to start using this. So anyway, if y'all stayed around to this part of the video, if you watched it so far, look at that. Look, I'm losing my train of thought. It comes out pretty well, right? I think it'll work. Okay, anyway, if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And I hope that you are having the most awesome morning or afternoon or evening or wherever you are in the world when you're listening to this. And until next time, y'all. Bye.